are live here in the CFX Power team. As you can see, we are joined here with some very excited business partners here, part of the CFX Power team. Make sure that you pop in here. You let us know right off the bat if you're joining us #live, or if you're catching this on the replay. Also, let us know what country, city, state, or province you are tuning in from. And this is going to be about 30 minutes. We're here to share some excitement and just an edification call and get this link out to all of your groups. As you guys know, we had some big weeks these last couple of weeks. Record-breaking signups, record-breaking upgrades, record-breaking new members, and record-breaking rank achievements. And in the last 48 hours, we have, and when I say we, I say the 100,000 members here in the CFX Power team, represented in over, 190 plus countries. We have cracked the first ambassadors, and we have welcomed to the group the newest president. I'm overwhelmed. We found out the news last night. My heart is full of gratitude for everybody that's watching this, whether you're catching it in the Facebook group, whether you're catching it on YouTube or Vimeo or a playback or whatever. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. The one thing that this group all has, and I think everybody's going to share some thoughts on this, is we, all of us, have been together in this legacy company since the beginning. So we're all in about 15 months since the beginning, and we have all been extremely focused. Laser focused, right? You hear all the time, consistency, focus, and hard work. Here, didn't look left, didn't look right, didn't check out this opportunity or that opportunity. Had to tell a lot of people no in the last 15 months, but everyone here has stuck together and focused for 15 months. And you're going to find that's what makes these types of things possible. With that being said, I want to bring on my business partner, my good friend, like a brother, rocking some really sweet Bitcoin gear today. And before I bring him on, I want to just introduce him, because a lot of you know this, but a lot of you don't know this. This man and I have met. We met 7-8 years ago, and we've worked on a couple of smaller side opportunities, side hustles that never really panned out to be what was promised. And then we split up. Luigi's in Canada, I'm down here in the States, and then we kind of split up, and Luigi went one way and I went the other way. And a lot of you know we got reunited about 2 years ago on another project, which seemed to be pretty legit, but turned out to be one of those, didn't hold up their end of the bargain. But that brought us back together, and that ignited something that brought a certain piece of magic, which brought us to where we are today. The really great thing about Luigi and I is we stayed friends throughout this whole thing. And the first time we got a chance to meet was in Japan, going to an event, and wound up in the same airport at the same gate. And it's been magic ever since. This man and I have worked hard over the last 15 months. Every single day have everybody on this panel. And Luigi, I just want to say thank you to you for obviously partnering up with me. And when I said, dude, we're going to focus on this company for the next 5 years, every single day. Are you ready? He said, I'm ready. Let's go to work. Luigi Bruni.
I said, all I can say is, first of all, wow. I woke up today to a fountain of congratulations, a fountain of people that were just so happy to see so many people rank up in this company, to reach ranks that, like you dream of, and all I can say is that is a combination of many factors. One of those factors is the people you surround yourself with. And the reason that I'm having all this success is because I partnered with Justin Holiday. Something happened between us that made it magical, meaning that he brings the best out of me, I bring the best out of him. It's just that's how it is between us. There's no ego. And every time we discuss something and we want to decide something, and we always come to a conclusion. We never get to a point where we can't decide. It's always, yes, you're right, Justin, let's do it. Or Justin says, yes, you're right, Luigi, let's do it. We always come to a conclusion quickly within 5 seconds. That's called not having a ego. And what's lovely is that when you start surrounding yourself with people like that and reacting like that, you tend to send to the universe that kind of vibration and energy. And guess what happened? Look at all these beautiful people right under us. I mean, Richard Mode, John Kinnear, Martin, Lee, and we also have the prof that his video is not open there, but that's who you attract. And these men are all, I mean, they're excellent marketers, excellent friends right now, but they're all the same vibrations as we are. Listen, I'm not going to take too long because I really want everybody to have a little bit of a share here, because there's so much that we really want to tell this community. But the first thing that we want to let out to the community is simple. There's a lot of things online. We all know that. But unfortunately, not a lot of them are real. Not a lot of them are legit. Is this the only company? Of course not. I mean, there's other good companies out there. But one thing that I would suggest to you is make sure that you do your due diligence, just like Richard did when he joined. And when I'm talking about due diligence, I'm talking about, is there an owner? I mean, the CEO, who is he? Is he real? Can we touch him? Can he show his face? Like, is he not scared to put his name on the website? Well, all of this was answered, with a big yes. Do they have an office? Again, wow, CFX office. This place, everybody here that were there, we were like all with our mouths like wide open and in awe. It was impressive. I mean, huge office. So when you see an owner of a company spend that much money for an office, you start saying to yourself, okay, wait a second. I think his intentions are for long term. And finally, even lately, I've been working a lot with the French community, and there's a lot of other languages, and Justin said the other day, I think we're up to 11 languages right now that
Working on 11, yeah.
So they're working on 11. I mean, when you see a company dedicate themselves to adding 11 languages, I think their vision is long-term. So there's a lot of, I could go on and on and on and on, but it's not really a presentation, so I'm not going to get into everyone. The one thing I'd like to tell you is this is the company that has made it possible for me and Justin to, seriously, for the rest of our lives, this is going to be our ticket to financial freedom. And we were able to do that within 13, 14, 15 months. Why? Because we focused and we dedicated ourselves completely to one project. Can you do more than one thing at the same time? My answer is no. It's impossible. It's impossible to be here like Lee, like John, like Martin, like Richard. Do you think if these guys were doing more than one thing at the same time, they would be here right now as presidents? No, I don't think so. I'm going to let them answer that, but I don't think so. Okay. So you have to decide whatever it is. Now, if it's not CFX, I don't care, but whatever it is, decide what you love, go for it, wrap your heart around it and run with it. And that's the secret to success. I'm going to bring on somebody right now who I've also known a long time. And Justin, thank you for everything, man. Everything that's happening to me today, it's all because of you also. And
overwhelmed, buddy.
It's overwhelmed. The words can't even, I don't even think words can describe how we feel exactly today, Justin. There's another person that I've also known for a lot of years. And I respected and admired him. Like, I've always had the dream that, I want to work with this guy, because back then I did not have the success that I have now. And a lot of you know my story. I've just basically succeeded in the last 2 years. Until 2 years ago, I'm sorry, I've never had success online. I was always working with health products. We won't get into that. There's more people that drop off than people that join. So pretty much the story of my life. But this gentleman right here, John Kinnear, who I'm going to bring on, is somebody that I respected because every time I would see him in a company, I would see him speaking on the webinars, and he's a smooth talker, and I said, I like this guy, I want to be like him. And here it is, a couple of years later, we're working together on the same project. We're traveling the world together, doing live events. Just before the pandemic hit, John, Justin, and Luigi were traveling the world, doing live events all over. And trust me, as soon as this virus lets go a little bit, we're getting back on the road. But only this time, I got a feeling, John, we got even more countries than before to do. So I want to bring on somebody that I respect and admire so much. The only thing that I'm a little bit shy is that when I saw him for the first time in Panama, he was bigger than me. I mean, God, this guy's
tall. He's taller than he looks. I want to say that too, John. I would like to piggyback that. We're working with you now for a couple of years, working, almost every day on CFX. It has been a real pleasure, man. You're a real pro. The humility, again, I think that's what we all, the leaders, the leaders, the ones that are focused here, and it branches way further than us. There's so many names. The leaving the ego at the door. I like what Jeremy says. Your ego is not your amigo. And John, you bring that. You bring a humility. You're easy to work with. If we say something and you think it's better, then you're like, all right, let's just go with it, and vice versa. And we're excited for the future, man.
Well, that's quite an introduction. I really appreciate it, guys. And I remember some of the projects we've worked on in the past, Luigi. I haven't worked on a lot of projects because I've got a criteria. And one of those criteria is that I need to be able to converse with the owners directly. And so a lot of the projects that have caused a lot of trouble for people and have really created a bit of a bad reputation for online marketers, I was luckily able to avoid. But regardless of anyone's past, we are here now. And of course, we know that we've aligned with an executive team, specifically Waskar and Edwin, that really do have our best interest in heart. And just to further extend what you were saying a moment ago, both of you, we all want to operate by words of people that we admire, like Zig Ziglar, for example, who said that, if we assist or help enough people get what they want, then you inevitably are going to get what you want. And so that type of behavior immediately presses ego out of the picture, because it really is just about assisting others. And anyone that really understands the mathematical nature of network marketing, they know that you're only going to reach your goals if you embrace leverage. And the only way that you're going to leverage yourself is if people want to work with you. And the only way that people are going to want to work with you is if you're a good mentor, and you have their best interest at heart. And so it's a process that begins with the right actions, and it leads to squeezing every possible dollar out of a compensation plan. And so those are the objectives that we had for ourselves, and they're the objectives that we have for everyone that's watching this, whether you're watching live or a recording of this. There's so much time and energy that went into the development, the structure of CFX, to make this a long-term sustainable platform. There's a reason why none of the bonuses are based on trading results. Not only is there a legal reason for that, but there's also a mathematical and economical reason for that as well. There's a reason why Richard can't wipe the smile off his face when he's talking about the rewards plan and where your incomes, all of you, your incomes are going to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, because he can't help it. He loves math, and he's always doing calculations on where his earnings are going to be in 3 years, even if his team stopped growing, which is a virtual impossibility. And so when we have owners as enthusiastic and passionate and capable as we do, and then we've got members participating in a platform that are just as enthusiastic. We've got partners like EverFX, who Justin did an interview with executives from EverFX not long ago, that are just as involved and just as engaged in the very sun future that CFX has. Then, I think you have a recipe for long-term success, and that's what we've been working so hard for.
It's beautiful. I have to agree with what you say. I mean, John, for those of you that don't know, John basically came in right out of the gate. In fact, John was on the first call we had with Waskar where we were trying to figure out, okay, what's the vision here? What's the what's the intention? That first 2 hour call, and when you understand what went in before they launched the company, when you understand how much time, energy, and effort they spent laying out the foundations for the pre-launch, which happened on July 15th, was really the reason why we got involved. And of course, we can't have this video without mentioning Ron Pope and his expertise and what he brought to the table and his relationship with Waskar. And I'm sure you guys will be seeing this. And so to Ron, Waskar, and Edwin, and even Jamie Beck, who's, works tirelessly, guys. I mean, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week around the clock on infrastructure and security and making sure that the system works and making sure that everybody's paid on Saturday, which has never been missed. We want to thank you guys 1,000%. And we have an exclusive club here. But what I love about this club was for the first 12 months of the business, everybody saw Luigi and Justin, and here's what they said. Those guys started first. Those guys had an advantage. That's why they're presidents. And then August rolled around, and I got a call from Martin. And Martin said, I think we're days away. And I said, really? He said, yeah. And then I got a call from Richard, and Richard said, I think we're days away. And I said, that's funny. I just had a call from Martin, and we knew John was close. And then so August rolls around, and Richard and Martin, President's Club. And then everybody in the field is calling us. They're going, wow, we can do this too. Like, it's more than just you guys. And then John, and then we'll leave the newcomer. We're going to invite him on here in just a little bit. But John, I'd love for you to invite Richard and just hear Richard's little bit of Richard's story.
Of course. And by the way, I love the fact that you guys just hit ambassador, because that is a significant achievement. You take a look at the volume required to do that, the team size required to do that. But I think what should be inspiring to anyone listening is, because the executives and the owners of CFX are building this to be a long-term project, and you're seeing individuals accomplish these things within their first 12 months, 14 months, 15 months of launch, it means that even if it takes you a little longer, you're going to be able to rise to the ranks of director and rise to the ranks of President's Club and beyond. And those should be your aspirations. And I also agree, guys, you can build multiple projects if you want to, but there is benefit. It's an undeniable benefit that comes from a single-minded focus. Even if you factor only on the basic human psychology of fear that you create in individuals when you bring them more than one offer, because the message that you don't know, I'm unsure about this one, so I'm going to bring 4 to you. And for many people, that stops them dead in their tracks. And even if 5% of people stop dead in their tracks, and I can tell you the number is much higher than 5%, you can know mathematically that's slowing down your progress. That's slowing down you ultimately reaching your goals. So there is definitely a benefit that comes from a single-minded focus. Does that mean you all have to build only one thing? Of course not. You can all be successful building multiple projects, but there's a cost to it. And we just wanted you to be clear on what that cost is. So the chain that I get to, that I've had the opportunity to work with for a great deal of time, both Martin and Richard. I'm going to introduce Richard very quickly, and he can introduce Martin. The pleasure that I've had working with Richard, and I know that many of you have had as well, especially in Europe, which of course is the biggest area that CFX is represented by all throughout the European community. So I know that many of you in North America are starting to discover his meetings as well, and he's quickly becoming one of your favorite presenters because of his unique approach, his very analytical approach, and the caution with which Richard moves, because he has a very significant amount of experience in this space as well. And I was thrilled to see some of the people that Richard was reaching out to that were looking at the mathematics of CFX and looking at the structure and looking at the people behind it, looking at the leadership that's in place from Justin and Luigi on down, and said, yeah, this looks like a place we can hang our hat and really build something long term. So I think that obviously it's only a matter of time before you're climbing all the way to ambassador and then global ambassador. I suspect that will be happening this year or certainly next to hit those last ranks. And of course, one of the greatest things is every time you see those rank advancements, you're gonna drag a whole bunch of new executives, managers, and directors and presidents to get you to ambassador and global. So congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far, Richard. Please feel free to take the mic.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. And I'm very grateful to you for introducing me to this opportunity. I'd kind of been out of the industry for a couple of years because, as you know, any of you who've seen my presentations, I do spend a lot of time on due diligence before I go into any project. And unfortunately, everything else I saw out there just wasn't stacking up. So the thing about CashFX, it's very easy to underestimate it. So I was very grateful that you showed me the opportunity, I think properly, that gave me the opportunity to really see, that it is a real project. And both you and I have done quite a bit of due diligence on it, since we joined, and everything we've seen has stacked up. And one thing I would really stress, guys, I know it's something that I do bang on a lot about, but it is so important because when you understand a project is real, that then gives you the confidence to then go out there and build it. Because there's so much rubbish out there, and I know so many of you have been hurt again and again in projects that haven't, stacked up. So that was such an important thing for me because over the years, I've turned down projects that would have made me a lot of money, but I just will not go into a project that is not going to be around long term. And, there's no guarantees in anything. We all understand that. We're all business people. It's the bottom line in everything we do, but you can minimize your risk by the due diligence. And as I said, that gives you the confidence to then come in and build the business strongly. And so there are two sides to CashFX. There's you look at the due diligence, everything stacks up. The partners, they've got world-class partners, all of them publicly recommending the company. We're about to get some amazing developments with things like copy trading and stuff that just can't be faked. And it's just going to absolutely explode the business when we get those things. You then combine that with by far the biggest rewards plan I've ever seen by a long way. Again, it's very interesting. It's very easy to underestimate the plan because if you just look at it, so what? It's a fast start, unilevel, and matrix. It's only when you look under the hood and understand that it's not a fixed return. When you're introducing people, whatever pack size they're coming in, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep upgrading. And the power of that is that if you want to go and build a big business with CFX, you can make a fortune. I mean, the incomes, I believe the record income earners in network marketing are going to be in this company. But the power of that also is that it's not just about the people at the top. We're going to see people, who build small teams, who just introduce a few people that are going to be making life-changing money. Even passive members, can get up to life-changing money with this program. And that's what makes it so special. And none of us would be here, by the way, guys, without you. I mean, that's the bottom line. We can't get anywhere without our teams. And this is something that is so exciting for me. I'm seeing people in the business changing their lives all over the place. I've got grandmothers in my team. Many of you know Hazel, again, 68-year-old grandma, never done anything like this before. I mean, she is creating unbelievable income from this business. And she started off from a position of not having a clue. She was running around, she was virtually panicking, she was phoning me up all the time, saying, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? And now look at her, she's a leader. And we're seeing this again and again. We're also seeing people that started off with $300 and now on the 100K pack. And that is, again, absolutely phenomenal when you see that kind of thing. And more people are now coming through, hitting that 100K pack. When you hit the 100K pack, guys, you're done. I mean, that is life-changing income, just that one part, alone. Then you throw in the fast starts. Again, absolutely extraordinary with that kind of thing. The sort of money that people are making just from the fast starts alone, you'd have to struggle making it in you know, for an entire business in other companies just from that one part of the plan. So it is absolutely extraordinary to see. And I mean, we've seen a massive groundswell as well as we're moving forward now. We literally had one day in the team, we had 4 directors advance in one day last week. So absolutely extraordinary. And, you know, we've got other presidents coming through. One of my leaders, Tor, I think he's this close, hopefully today, tomorrow, he's going to hit president. And there's other guys in your team, Martin, and they've got Manny, he's about to go president as well. So, you know, we had all that time where it was, because president's not an easy position to get.
No, it's not.
But what we're going to see now, it's a bit like the 4-minute mile. Once it's been done once, then all of a sudden, boom, other people start coming in. So we are in an amazing place with this company. And I really do feel very, very privileged to be here because, you know, it's companies like this do not come around very often. Very, very, very rare. So, you know, for all of you, I urge you, again, focus. That's the key thing. I actually did a training last Saturday, and I personally believe you can, to make a lot of money in a network marketing business, you can't do more than one business. Why? Because if you look at everyone on this call, let me tell you, they're working 24/7. You don't have time to do anything else. You literally do not have time to do anything else. So if you want to make the big money in this, you've got to be focused. It gives the right message, that kind of thing. So, you know, and I mean, that's really all I want to say. I mean, I'll pass you over to Martin. I've known Martin for a good few years. He's a world-class leader. He is a real professional. He just, I mean, it's always just a privilege working with him, and he's building an absolutely phenomenal team. You know, you watch, it's not going to be long before, you know, he's ambassador as well. He's already got guys in his team heading towards president. I think, as I said, Manny's going to be probably a couple of weeks, something like that. And I know you've got other really good leaders coming through, which will get there. So without further ado, let me pass you over to Martin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to just say one thing about you, Martin, real quick, if I can.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's a great introduction. And yeah, Richard, he's got a lot of big focus players. I mean, just the Nigerian leg, just, you know, Iffy and Pastor Mike and that team right there. There's ambassadors just in that leg. Just in that leg, there's ambassadors. And so I want to say this about Martin. And you guys have probably heard me say this before, but when we went to Panama, we had a call with Martin, and that call was about a month or so before Panama. And Martin had already had an office. He already had an office in the UK. That was the CFX office. He was so excited. He showed us around. We put him and a couple of people on, and he got a chance to, you know, speak with Waskar and Ron. And that's another thing. This is common with not just this group, but anybody that has achieved manager or director or above. They pretty much got started on day one. They didn't have to spend 2-3 weeks doing a lot of research. You could see right away, and they took action. And so Martin took action. And I remember he must have been waiting for us to get out of our hotel room, because I remember when we came down the elevator, I saw him right away. And we went for a vacation, Martin. We went for a vacation, and Martin put us to work for 4 days. And I tell you, and I know you know what I'm talking about, Luigi, and I know Waskar, we must have did 100 video calls with people Martin had all over the globe.
He was working the whole time we were there.
The whole time we were there. We were by the pool. Martin was doing video calls. We were in the lobby. Martin was walking by doing video calls. The dude was planting the seeds and building an army. Since then,
wow, the results are there. And that, you know, with the kind of leadership and people and members that, you know, with the kind of, with all these presidents, and a lot of these presidents are really pushing hard. Listen, we could feel that there were ambassadors coming around pretty soon. So me and Justin looked at each other and said, wait a second here. I think
Yeah.
you guys are pushing strong, eh? I think we better start focusing on one of our other legs and see, okay, how can we get the ambassador before them? Because listen, we got there before them. Can we try to get there again before them?
Yeah. Luigi and I were doing this, making calls, looking behind our shoulder because I
Wait a
see.
second. Even if you guys would have before us, we would have still been happy, okay? It's okay.
Yeah.
We would have still been happy
Yeah,
that,
of
you know,
course.
we still wanted to try to get there before you guys because you
I
guys
was
are pushing.
right there,
And
guys,
that's
right
what we
there.
call
Touching
Lee.
each other's shoulder is right there.
Yeah, but we'll get to Lee after. We'll get to Lee.
breathing. We had a call about 30 days ago, and then we identified, okay,
Who do we need to work with here?
Lee's there. Lee's getting there. Let's get on the horn. And Lee said, this is the group. And so we started doing these calls. And but Martin, I'm telling you guys, if you wanna look at Martin as an example, and Richard and Lee and John and Luigi, if you want to look at Martin as an example, and you want to say, okay, Martin's president in his first 12 months, Martin's close to ambassador. Hard work, focus, and consistency. If you can master, like you think of samurais, right? And what do samurais do? They master this martial art, like it's on another level. If you can master hard work, focus, and consistency, you can be like Martin. Martin, the mic is yours, man.
Thank you. You know, I want to thank God, you know, because
Yes.
you know, this is nothing religious or whatever. Because sometimes when we, you know, some of this mentioning of the name God is sensitive, but you know, this is just my testimony. You know, I would not even be close, or even have the imagination of what the sort of situation that I find myself in right now, and I believe a lot of us, if any, all of us here will share the same, because you know it's one thing, even being shown a great opportunity, but for you to actually make the right decision at that time, I always believe it's destined to be. And you know, on that note, I want to start by thanking none other than Mr. Richard Maud, obviously, who is my sponsor. Myself and Richard, we've done incredible stuff in the past. And at one point, I remember, you know, flying to Austria, that was Vienna, trying to save a company that we worked with in partnership at the time. But, you know, we tried to do what was best for us at the time, but we couldn't save. But you know, it was just a journey. And of course, through Richard, I got to know Mr. John Kinnear. You know, these are just relationships, how we build them and how we develop the trust. And of course, you know, through John working together with Richard, and then, you know, when we started doing CFX, as a result of the sort of trust that we had developed. So when none other than Mr. John Kinnear actually called me, because he's the gentleman that had a conversation with me, it took me less than 3 minutes. And when I say this, it might sound like something that is recited or something, but I'm just telling you the truth. Whoever is watching, this might be something that you can resonate with. So all he needed to tell me was, Martin, look, I know what you can do, and this opportunity is going to change lives. We're about to get involved in what is yet to become probably the most lucrative, but also the most life-changing opportunity. And I said to him, if that's the case, I'm ready, because I trust John, I trust Richard. And then through working together, so I got introduced now to Mr. Justin Holliday and Luigi. By the way, that was same day we had this video conference call, and Waska was there as well. And one thing I can relate to right away, and this is not an exaggeration, a lot of you can attest to that, is the love that this company actually has developed. It starts right from the top, from the ownership, from Waska and Edwin, even though he doesn't speak English as much, you know, but sometimes you don't really, they say more than 85% of communication is non-verbal. So you can see how a human being is from the heart outwards. And obviously it got an extension, if I would say, when we met their families. We got to meet an 8-week-old boy at that time, Waska's son. the mom, and then sisters, brothers, in-laws, and all of these things. Now, I'm not just saying these things to convince or to try to represent what you share as a view, but I'm just sharing to you why, to me, I have come to a level. I don't think love of CFX is just enough to express how I feel about this company. The relationship that we have all been able to build, I still fail to find the right words, if you like, to express. But all I can say to you is we developed a trust based on the vision that was painted. When I say the vision at that time, of course, we didn't have the results that a lot of you that are fortunate to get onto this board now, you are not getting here perhaps just because someone has shared the vision to you, but it's because you're seeing the results all over. Probably the person that shared with you, depending on how experienced or inexperienced they are, or level of excitement, they might have even started by sharing the results with you. But perhaps one thing I want to share with you, and I remember yesterday having this conversation with a friend of mine that's based up north in Manchester. He came in about 3 weeks ago and put in a $10,000 academy park, and then he's been watching. But then he asked me, Martin, do you think it's the right time for me to start sharing this opportunity? I said to him, look, the fact that you're asking me that question, that means you have a degree of doubt. Doubt is doubt, whether it's little or whatever the magnitude is. And I gave him my advice. I said, look, I won't mention his name, but when he does watch this, he will know who I'm talking about. I said to him, brother, it seems to me that you are not confident about our company. Since you believed in what the $10,000 was equivalent to, and you trust in what the company can do, what I would rather have you do is watch what the 10,000 is as you gauge the sort of confidence that you build with this company. But before that, do not invite any person. And this is a guy who is a leader in network marketing or something like that. Why did I give him this advice? It's because for the first time, and I know some of you will actually say this is the case, a lot of times I've done a few companies. I wouldn't say I've been part of several companies or so many. The few companies I've done, there's always a product or service, because a company must have a product or service. And anytime I've gotten involved in a product company, most often than not, all the customers or the numbers we had could just actually stay as statistics if there was no reordering process taking place. If there's no reorders, nobody makes money. So if I picked up the phone, and even from a corporate standpoint, this is the case. You pick up the phone, I call, let's say, Richard, for instance, and say, hey, Richard, have you looked at your back office? You're not active. You're not going to get paid this month. But the truth of the matter is, some of these people are new. They were not going to get paid regardless of whether or not they activated themselves. Now, I'm not saying that these companies are bad or whatever. That's just the system they used and the objectives for which those companies were created. But when I look at CFX right now, the reason why our impact probably surpasses even the expectations of the visionaries that created this is that when someone buys a contract size, whether it's $300, $1,000, whatever, forget about the size of the contract. At the foundation of the purchase of that contract, the intention is to benefit whoever has purchased that contract. Why? Because on a weekly basis, depending on the results, it's that person that gets paid. And there's something Richard always likes to emphasize on when he talks about the US government, and and John taught us this. I actually got to hear it first from John. A lot of times the US government obviously is against you getting paid commissions based off the profit that someone makes on a regular basis. Is illegal. So we have a situation here where someone comes in with any contract size, it doesn't matter. That's why we don't have to push anyone. If you have pushed any person and say, buy this bigger contract, please know that you've done something wrong. It's better Let people start where they feel comfortable, because after all, they are the beneficiaries of the process. If then, on a continuous basis, because of how confident we are about our product, if they start seeing a consistent result, whether it was $300, it's now up to them. The burden is not on me or you or any person. It's up to the person themselves to now think, why am I getting paid $15 a week, and yet I hear that Martin is getting paid this, that person is getting paid that, or whatever. But the warning is, stay on your lane. Whatever goals you've set for yourself, short-term, medium-term, long-term, stick to those goals. Do not get out of your lane and start competing with any other person. And we are here as CFX family. Feel free, reach out to me, reach out to any person, as we welcome the next president in the company. I'll pass back to them because I won't take the honors of doing that. But I know that the whole room is about to get excited. The roof is gonna go probably off as we usher him in. So on that note, I'll pass back to Justin. Thank you.
Just before you start, well done, Martin. Brilliant overview there. I am unfortunately going to have to go because I've got a call literally right now. Because this was a last minute thing, wasn't it? So, but really enjoyed being on the call, guys, and I hope it continues well. So we'll catch up soon. Take care.
Forget him, Richard.
Forget him, Richard.
I just want to say something real quick that Richard and Martin both talked about, and then I'm going to let Luigi introduce Lee, the new kid on the block. The compensation, the rewards plan, as I like to call it, because that's what it is. It's a reward for leaders. You know, it's different than anything we've ever seen. And Richard talked about it, and John talked about it, and Martin talked about it, because it is completely different than anything else in the space. It took Luigi and I, and Luigi maybe even a little bit longer, as there were some pieces that he was still asking about, but it took me a good 3 or 4 weeks to wrap my brain around what it took Edwin and Waskar 7 months to put together. And Martin said something that I think was very important. Exceeded the expectations of even the owners. I believe that the genius of this rewards plan, and Richard talked a little bit about it, and Martin talked about it, where you don't have to continue to sell and you don't have to continue to purchase, but people are going to come in and they're going to do that naturally. John does a great job of explaining compounding up the contract ladder and people getting in at just 300 and never having to go back to their wallet and using profits of the technology and the education to grow their accounts. And it is absolutely genius. And Richard said, we miss it. If you're watching this on a recording and you've watched the rewards plan once, watch it again, because chances are you've missed it. But don't let that stop you from getting started, because we're all sitting here telling you CFX could close the doors today and not offer another new member to come into this company. And everybody on this panel and everybody in the community watching this live, hashtag rewards plan below in the live stream, or watching this on a playback, can testify to the fact that we would continue to earn.
Yes, that's how this
Our income would not be stagnant. It would continue to grow.
That's right.
There is no network marketing company in the world that offers these two things. And then I'm going to pass the mic. These two things. Please pay attention. There's no network marketing company in the world, and I've looked everywhere. So if you find one, please correct me, where they can stop selling their product and everybody in the company keeps making money. That's number one. There's not one. Number two, where they reward their leaders who stay focused. This is a network marketing first, and it is a record in history where a company actually gives you an entire automobile paid in full. And it doesn't just start at the automobile. Executive paid in full iPad. Manager paid in full $10,000 Rolex luxury watch. Director paid in full $15,000 vacation. And then you get the President's Club and they buy you a Porsche. And then you get to Ambassador and they buy you a Ferrari. And then you get to Global Ambassador and they buy you a Lamborghini. There is no company in the entire world, in the entire space, that rewards their leaders like CFX. Do not miss that, you guys. And the next 15 months are going to be even more exciting than the first 15.
Well, you want to know why? Just before I introduce Lee, because there's another thing that we have to say about this comp plan or this rewards plan is the fact that even if you come in after, you can still get to the next level before the person who brought you in. And why am I saying that? Well, I think if I'm not wrong, Martin you came in. I mean, John was before you, and you got to president before John, right?
That's right.
No, I'm just saying that now. John made it there a month or two after. But what I wanted to say that for is so that you understand that the way that this rewards plan is created. Yes, I mean you can actually get to the next right before your sponsor.
Yes.
So that's how fair this rewards plan is, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Me and Justin, well, we saw what was happening with Richard, with Martin, with John Kinnear. We saw that these guys were going to get to ambassador before us. So then we have to get back to work, and that's what we called Lee, who I'm bringing on right now, Mr. Lee, who has been with us for the last 13, 14, 15 months. Focused. Listen, I put a nice post on my wall, and in the
Go read it.
Go read my post. You'll see what I said about it. It's just amazing. And I really believe every word that I said about you. Listen, you are a hard worker. You're focused. I mean, life has not always been easy for you, but you know what? You never gave up, buddy. You never gave up. And guess where you are now? You're the new kid on the blog, bud. You're part of the Elite President's Club.
Wow. Hello, Facebook group. How's everybody? You know what, guys? You know what? I've been standing outside this President's Club for about 4.5 months, and it's been raining, and I've had the ticket, right? And I've been dying to get into this club to speak to John, to speak to Martin, to speak to Richard. And you know what? The doorman said to me, if your name's not on the list, you're not coming in. And you know what I said? I'm going to get on that darn list. And he said, how? And I said, focus. I'm not looking at that club, and I'm not looking at that club. I'm going to get in that club. And I finally got in, last night. So I'm so pleased. And you know, as I walked in the club, the doorman says to me, why do you want to get in the club so badly? I said, because I want to talk to Justin and Luigi. And you know what he said? He said, they just left the club and they've gone to a bigger club. All right, guys. It's been fantastic. And I've listened to all of you today, and everything you've said is exactly what I did from July of last year. I don't look at other opportunities. I've never been that way. I simply look at the rewards plan. I look at why I'm here, and then I go out and I build a team, and I say, you know what, this is the one we're going to go. And it's the first time in such a long time where the company has delivered 100% of their promises. And if you was to ask me 16 months ago, would I be sitting on a panel like this, holding the keys to a Porsche 911, or being paid consistently for 16 months without a single complaint? I would have said, nah, it's not possible, because I've been around. It's just not possible. And so this company exceeded everything I've ever dreamed of in what I'm trying to do by being online and network marketing. And I just want, why am I here? I want to say right now to everybody, whoever in my team or our team that gave one group volume point towards my success, thank you very much. I can't be here without you. It has been an awesome journey. I've got tremendous amounts of leaders and teams and countries. I can't name them because it's just too many, but you know who you are. And I want to say this. When I got up to the $70,000 contract, I realized very quickly that I want to go further in this and I can't do it alone. And I picked up a partner and a long-term friend now. Is like family to me. We speak every single day. I would like to officially announce to everybody in the community, my co-president, Professor Bola. My success right now is 10x because of you, sir. I want everybody to know I copied the right cats. I saw Justin and Luigi do it, and I thought I'm going to do that. And it kind of come to me at the $50,000. This company strengthens things. It strengthens your Bitcoin wallet. Let's be honest. It strengthens your relationships. It strengthens your skills, and it sharpens your focus. And you're going to pick up on the journey. You're going to pick up some tremendous new relationships. And my biggest relationship right now is Professor Bola, who I would like to announce as my co-president. Can Pro Bola say a few words? Is that allowed? Prof Bola, you here?
Prof, I don't know if you can get your internet is bad.
I'm here.
Your video on. I don't know if you can hit your video. You want to try maybe?
Hey, Justin, I'm looking right at you. Can I see? Start
There
my
he
video.
is.
Look at that.
Co-president.
How you all doing? You got my
Smile.
Hey
Thank you very
guys,
much.
it's a wonder being here. Fantastic. Am I supposed to say something?
You don't have to. I just gave you the co-presidency of Nigeria. I want you to say a few words.
I'm your co-president, Lee. You are a wonderful guy. I think I can't work in a better team than this. Justin and Luigi, they demonstrated to me yesterday, last night, when we worked all night, what true teamwork is all about. They demonstrated dedication, focus, friendship, and above all, lack of selfishness. These guys are not selfish. And that's where you got your name from, your Christian name, Selflessly. It's a great pleasure to be working together with you guys. Fantastic working together. The reason why we're working together is because of the opportunity this wonderful company created. And I'm just pleased, I'm very pleased to be part of it. And my dream is simple. Help as many people as possible to get out of poverty through this unique opportunity. Thank you all guys.
Amazing, amazing.
Amen. I'm going to give it over to you, Luigi. You're on mute. I'm going to give it over to you to close up in a second, but I just want to share one final thought, and then we'll get this wrapped up. First of all, everybody on the panel, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys for 15 months. And it's going to be an even greater pleasure, not just to be working with you for the next 15 months, but to be able to get together when this pandemic ends and celebrate in person the success of everybody in this entire organization, which is approaching 100,000 members. I'm going to tell you this. You may hear things like, that company is close to closing down, or that company is not having the same success that they had the first 6 months. We're coming off of a record month with the most new members in the history of CFX, with the most upgrades in the history of CFX. And I'm looking right now at the organization, and I want to tell you, how do you gauge the health, like the strength and the health of a company? 635 executives in the power team. 635. So to those of you that are an executive, we want to say congratulations. You're almost managers. In the organization, 167 managers. You guys do the math. That's $10,000 a manager, paid in full, you guys, from a company that is financially strong.
Million.
We have 42 directors today. in the company. That means 42 of you that are so close to a Porsche. And of course, we had 5, 6 if you count Luigi and I as 2 presidents, 4 active presidents that are driving Porsches or collected a large amount of Bitcoin. And then, of course, Prof, who is now a partner president with Lee. And then you have Luigi and I, who are so
Thank
grateful
you.
and so honored. And I'm telling you, we could not have done it like Lee said it best, with every single member and customer who has contributed even just 1 volume point to the success. And so with that being said, I'm grateful. Luigi, if you want to go ahead and close it out, it's all yours, my friend.
I'm just going to thank everybody in this beautiful community, which is called the Power Team. I've said it many times in all our posts, and yes, the Power Team is by far the best community we've ever been a part of for so many reasons. I mean, just the camaraderie, the love, the way that everybody is encouraging themselves, the way that people are helping themselves, even if they're not on their own team. There is no better community than the Power Team. And when I say the Power Team, it's not Justin and Luigi. The Power Team has become each and every one of you that has taken part in this company in a way that you really want to be part of something bigger than yourselves. And just seriously, the more you surround yourself with people that are winners, the more that you win. It's just the way that life works, okay? So you are part of something bigger than yourself. So just feed on that, hold on that, and run with it. And please listen, where you're at right now, if you think that, oh my God, it's been a year and a half maybe, is it too late for me to get started because I started 2 weeks ago? Listen, I'll tell you right away, the answer is no. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for this wonderful call. And thank you for all the amazing comments. Hey, I'm just looking at the Facebook group.
All over.
The comments that you guys have said there. Thank you from all of us. You guys, we love you. We really do. And have a blessed day, everybody.
God bless.
We'll see you in the next video.